Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From here in Windsor, it's already evening, but for you, if you come from other parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's me again, Arian, and coming to you live from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I've been MIA for the past few days because I've been busy with family, but I'm here again, and today we actually have a very special guest again. So, before anything else, I would like to introduce myself first. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, I'm Arian and I'm a Filipina immigrant living here in Windsor together with my family and two kids. I used to be an SAP programmer, a software engineer back in the Philippines for 12 years, but we moved here in Canada in 2022. I started as a student and juggled multiple jobs as well, became a cleaner, move-in coordinator, concierge in Toronto. And last year, we moved here in Windsor. So right now, I'm working as an IT analyst, working from home. And also, I'm a proud digital business owner. And in this business, I help ambitious career parents and professionals build a smarter income stream and enjoy more precious moments with their families. So that is my mission. So today, again, we do have a very special guest, and I don't want to spoil a lot, but I want you to hear directly from her story because she has a very inspiring story, and she's one of our leaders, one of our servant leaders in our community. I always see her in Zoom meetings, and she actually reviewed one of the video ads that I created before. But I really love seeing her because of course, apart from being different when it comes to the age group that we have, she's always helping out, mentoring other business owners in our community. So I'm really glad that she said yes to this interview with me because I've also heard her story from other online business owners interviews, and I really believe that a lot of us can relate well to this story. So I hope you can stick with us until the end of this video and learn more about Florence's story. The secret to thriving online is Florence's inspiring business story. So without further ado, please help me welcome my online business partner, Florence Delaney from Calgary, Alberta.
Hi,
Hello, sis.
hi.
Hi,
Hi,
sis. How
sis.
are you?
I'm doing well. Oh my God, my heart's beating. I don't usually get excited about, about coming on and sharing, but that was so nice. And what a wonderful introduction. And I'm just so honored to be here. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for making time for this interview. It's a Monday. I hope everybody's tuning in because again, I heard your story and it's very inspiring. But we can start by introducing yourself. So please go ahead.
Sure. So, again, I am Florence. I'm living here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but I am originally from Eastern Canada, Far East. I'm from Nova Scotia, and I moved out here right out of high school, looking for the big dream. I'm married. My husband and we got married just right after we met. We were only together for about 3 months, and then we got married, and that was 38 years ago. And we have three adult daughters. We have a little granddaughter. I have a little grandbaby boy. It's about 3 months old. And as far as my background, I was a florist when my girls were little, and then I moved into the corporate world. And I think that was for about 18 years. I was in the airline business before this business found me. And so now I'm a proud digital business owner.
Wonderful introduction. Wow, you're a grandma.
I am. I have two. I'm so excited. And
Wow.
actually, my little granddaughter, her birthday was just on Friday. So
Oh,
time goes by so fast. So
yeah,
fast.
yeah,
Yeah.
indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
But we want to start this conversation. We want to learn your story of how you were really before you came into this business. What is your background, your struggles, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people can relate to this. I believe your husband had a critical illness before, so can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. That's so I'll try to give you as much as I can without going so long because it's hard for people just to tell your story in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
I guess I'll start with we were empty nesters, my husband and I. And like I said, we were married after 3 months. So I had found my soulmate, the love of my life. And, we were empty nesters. We had finally bought a home. It wasn't until we were into our 50s that we were able to buy this home here in town. And it was an old fixer upper. It had so much character, and we ripped it apart, and we built the floors. He built me a kitchen, like everything, absolutely everything we wanted. And we weren't doing overly well, but we were in a position in our life where we could, if we wanted to go somewhere, we went somewhere. If we wanted to buy something, we bought something. And it was the phone call that's one phone call, two parts of it. One phone call that changed everything. My husband got diagnosed with a critical illness, and that was just before Christmas. It was the end of 2017, 2018. And the only way for him to actually survive was to go through surgery. Now, we took it on faith that everything would be fine. We didn't know anything about anything. We were just so naive because we had never experienced that before. And so my husband went into the hospital. I always say Christmas is always bittersweet for us. He went into the hospital on the 16th of December, and he didn't come out until almost 4 months later. So surgeries didn't go as well as we had expected. There were some complications. He ended up with 7 surgeries. He ended up on life support. I'm going to try to get through this without getting emotional. And I just remember, sitting there day after day and, month after month, just praying, like absolutely praying, because my husband was only 57 at the time, and he was healthy up until that point. Just some complications with surgery didn't go well. And I just remember thinking, like, this can't be it. Like, this can't be it. We're not old. We're young, and, we're just starting to do things that we enjoy because our kids are older. And, I couldn't accept the fact that this was it. Like, it was a long battle. My husband couldn't even sit up. My husband couldn't eat. My husband couldn't talk. I remember the first day that he actually sat up, and the goal was for 30 seconds. If he could sit up in the bed for 30 seconds, then, we had hope for the next hour. And I remember that, like, I was just trying to keep myself together. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And I always say, the good Lord has a way of answering your prayers. And he did get well, but it wasn't without battle. He did come home after a while, but he couldn't go back to work. So my husband wasn't able to work just because of all of the surgeries and physical complications. But it didn't matter to me because I had a great job. I worked for a very reputable airline here in town, and I had been there for a very long time, and I made good money and I made good benefits. The only bittersweet thing was that there was still a lot of things that we had to do as far as appointments and therapy and things like that. So I still had to have time off, which wasn't easy. And during the time that my husband was sick, I never left the hospital. I slept in a chair beside his bed because I was terrified to leave. I was afraid if I left that I would never see him again alive. And so I didn't worry about work. I let that go by its side. So every bit of money that we had saved up, it was gone. We had to pay the bills. We had to pay the mortgage. I had to keep the house running, my truck. And I never thought about it, because when you're put in a situation where, somebody that you deeply care about is in that situation, then the last thing that you should be worrying about is money. And, we didn't have a lot of it, but we had a good nest egg, but it was now gone because I couldn't leave. But, I went back to work and started to build up our nest egg again and, tried to get him healthy. He's healthy now, thank God. Thank God. And started to build up our nest egg. And then as things went on, my husband and I, for those that know, we love the outdoors. We're very nature people. We're always on road trips or just get out of the city. And we were going for a ride one day, and my boss called me. And within 10 minutes, I had lost the only income that was coming into the house. So, that just, again, flipped my world upside down. Here I was thinking, we lost all of our money towards, because he was sick. He's not able to go back to work. What little nest egg we tried to build up, I now have lost my job. We had no savings left. We had nothing left. And I absolutely was devastated. I felt like a failure. I felt like I was angry, first off, because how could they do this? I just put in, 18 years of showing up early, staying late, being there when I should have probably been home with my husband and trying to just, regain that financial independence that we search for. But I felt like a failure. I was lost. I was at a loss, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. And so I always say many sleepless nights, a lot of soul searching, a lot of tears. It was at that point that I decided I had to think outside the box. I had to find something else. And I started, you know what I did? I just Googled, how can I make money from home? That's all I did. And up popped this ad, and it was a gentleman, a businessman out of Ontario. And he just started saying all of these things that, you can work from home, you can have flexibility, you can earn a good living, you can be in charge. And I think that's what really piqued my interest, was the fact that I had just spent 18 years, like most people, we work for somebody else, 18 years of giving more than, than I give to my family, because you have to earn a living, you have to make money, you have to pay your bills. That was my mentality. But now that I had the hope, or, a little glimmer, a hidden gem, I call it, that I could do something different and still earn a good living, but be able to have that flexibility to be home with my husband and my family, I thought, I have to try this. I have to try this. I didn't want anybody else having that much control over our finances, over my time, over what, our future would look like as far as building our nest egg. And I jumped in, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing, but I took it on good faith that this gentleman that was talking to me was going to keep his promise, or have the integrity of what he was saying as far as the business came. And I was absolutely blown away when I got inside and seen what was available. And that's basically how I found this business.
Wow. Wow, that's
Mhm.
it's hard to listen to that without being emotional.
I know it's hard to say. You know what? It was many years. I've been in the business for a while, and it was many years before I could actually tell that story, because it was so real. It was so raw. It just happened. And when we go through so many things in our lives that are emotional or tragic, it's not easy to speak about that. But I came to realize that there's somebody out there watching right now that's going through maybe not the exact same thing, but going through some troubles, some hardships. And if my story can touch one heart to let them know that there is another way, that you can put yourself in the driver's seat, that you can be in control of your finances and your independence and your future and your time, then it's worth it.
Yeah. And actually, sis, this is actually one of the, I guess, best, I don't know what to say, if it's a feature of this business, because whatever upbringing you had, whatever nationality, whatever background, I mean, it all comes to this, like when you are faced with a lot of trouble, or
Mm-hmm.
like a tragic moment in you, your family, your loved ones, that's when it's like life's funny way of teaching us, like, right, those
Mm-hmm.
kind of moments. And this is very heartwarming, and I'm really, this actually, this is the second time that I've heard about your story, and I still felt emotional about it. So yeah, it's because also I faced some kind of the same thing in
Mm-hmm.
my family before as well. So that's also why, because I couldn't, I think I remember it was like years ago, I couldn't say, I couldn't get approved by my boss when my grandmother was in the
Oh.
hospital, those kind of things. And even then, it was like more than 10 years ago. Since then, I was trying to find something that I can do that is flexible, just so I won't be tied with that, 9 to 5. So I'm
Yeah.
really glad that I found this business as well. So
Mhm.
What is your biggest challenge in this online business, in your transition in becoming an entrepreneur? But you were a business, you're a florist, right? Were you a business owner then?
No,
Oh,
no. I thought I was a florist, but I mean, I managed some shops and hired and trained people or whatever, but I didn't own the shop. So I
oh,
didn't have all of the stuff that comes with that as far as managing the back end of it. I thought about it, but my kids were too little, and I knew what it was like to manage a shop. And I knew if I had to own a shop that I would be gone even longer. I was gone for a long time every day. I would be gone even longer. And that's not what I wanted to do. So I didn't have any business experience. So as far as my challenges, there's many. Well, I'll touch on a couple. The biggest one for me is that I'm shy. I was a shy introvert. You may not see it or understand it, but I had no experience. I had no technology. I was not tech savvy at all. I worked on a computer, but that computer was basically for the airline industry. Like that program was built for that. And like anything, you can learn a skill. Like you can learn how to run a program if you do it often enough. It's just repeat. But the shy and the introvert, that was the big thing for me. I was the one that sat at the back of the room. I was the one that kept my head down. I was the one that wouldn't speak. So that was absolutely huge for me to even click that button and ask for somebody to give me some information. I think the biggest shift, though, for me was just going from an employee mindset to a entrepreneur mindset. Like I've worked for somebody since I was probably 15 or 16 years old. So I think having to rewire my mindset about getting out of that employee mindset, like everybody always told me what to do. I was waiting for somebody to tell me, when to clock in, when to clock out, when to go for my lunch, when I could take my holidays. Not that I enjoyed it, most of us don't like that, but that's where most people are when they go into a business. They're usually an employee mindset. So that took a lot of time because, again, I was an employee for many, many years, and it's not going to happen overnight just by listening to a few podcasts or, some affirmations or something like that. It takes time. So what I did was I knew that I wasn't alone. When I seen the community, when I got into this business, the guidance that I was given, like that gentleman that I told you, my mentor, I have coaches, I have a community. I knew I didn't have to do it alone, even though I was shy and I didn't want to speak up. I knew that there was people there that I saw were succeeding, and all I had to do was follow their footsteps. Like I didn't have to reinvent anything. I just followed what they did, and I showed up is what I did. I showed up and I put the action in. And so that made a huge difference. Just having those tiny little small steps every day made a difference for me. So the biggest challenge, I guess, was, being an introvert and then just trying to switch my mindsets.
wow. I can totally relate to that because I was also a shy person. I don't know, my
Okay.
friends would be very surprised at how I'm doing this now because I've been interviewing people from
Yeah.
our online business community, and I guess it's not in their mind to see me doing these
Yeah.
things now, but these things can be learned, right? Yeah, whatever background or age group you're in, as long as you're very much willing to learn and you are coachable, right?
Yeah.
We can do this. Anyone can do this, actually. And so what our job here as online business owner is to like relay this message to the people that there is a way, as you mentioned earlier, there
Mhm.
is another way of how we can really make still make time for our family and our loved ones even
Mhm.
while we're earning here from this flexible online business that is done just online. We don't have like a physical store, or we don't have
Mhm.
inventories to maintain, right? And the online space is very competitive. So how do you really set yourself and our business apart from others?
So, well, I guess the big thing that I realized is that everything that we do is through, I guess, social media. Everything is digital, is what it is. And I read somewhere or listened to something, I think it was yesterday, that just alone on, Facebook alone, there's 2 billion people daily, active daily on Facebook. And I think there's probably 100 and I don't know, I can't remember, like over 100 million on YouTube. So having that connection that you can reach people is so different. And the thing that I think the big thing that stands out for me is the fact that you don't have to, like I said before, you don't have to reinvent it. And it's not just about building something for yourself. We have a proven business system, like it's an automated business system, but it's more than just earning the income. It's actually about creating ripple effects so that you can change the lives of other people. And, our community, I think the big thing is the community. There's so many, I haven't looked at any other businesses. I found this one and I don't need anything else. This is the one that I want. But you see lots of things. If you're on social media, you see lots of things that pop up. But I know that when you go into other communities, sometimes you have to pay fees, you have to pay registration every month and things like that. And sometimes people, even though it may not be the best thing, are trying to crawl over you to do better for themselves. This community is totally different. It's about people locking arms together. It's about people helping each other up. It's about people winning together and crying together. It's more than just you earning money. It's about making an impact on everybody. And I think that's why this business stands out so much than the other businesses, is that the automation, of course, you can do it whenever. You don't have to be sitting at your desk, but I don't think anything comes close to the community that we have. And it's so different, definitely different than the corporate world, but also different than a lot of the other businesses that are out there, where it's not always about encouraging and lifting other people up and giving you a blueprint. Like it's written on, text, that you can take this blueprint and you can actually just do step by step by step and follow their footprints to find the success. So it's the community, to me, is really what makes this stand out from a lot of the other businesses online when you're looking at social media.
Yes, I totally agree.
Mhm.
I totally agree with you on that, because I guess we share that, because I've always been saying to my go lives, to how I have also been sharing this opportunity, that this is one thing that cannot be replicated by others, I believe, because of the community that we've built here. And I guess that boils down to the people who started as well in this business were like God fearing,
Yeah.
right? They're God fearing, and they've been relying on their faith as well, but also their actions in doing this digital business, and that's what they've imparted with us. Like how they do it, that's what we're trying to follow, as you've said, the footprints that we're following. And we know that they've done it before, so we also are relying on faith and actions that we can do this as well, because we've seen it from them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the community is one thing that actually sets us apart from other businesses. That's the best, actually, for me, also personally, the
Yeah.
best part in this online business. So yeah, for you, just to check in with you, so far in this online business, how have you been, and what is your secret to a successful online business? Because I believe you have achieved several milestones as well in the business, right? Yeah, so what's your secret?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I have any big secret. I think the big thing is you have to be open minded. I think you have to be open minded to learning. That was huge for me. I've always loved learning things. Again, I didn't know anything about being a business owner or anything like that, but I've seen the potential behind the business, and I've seen I physically have seen this change people's lives. I've sat with people and I've eaten with people, and I've been to, you know, we usually have offline get-togethers and stuff like that. So I've seen how it's changed lives. So I think for me, the success is being open, also being around people that are successful. And I guess the success means something different for everybody. So I think getting around the right people. They always say you are as successful as the closest five people to you. That's how they talk in the in the, in the business or and things like that. But getting around people who are successful, who are positive, who are uplifting, who believe in you even when you don't believe in you. I think that's a big thing. And then I think another thing is don't get clouded by somebody else's success. I used to, when I first came into this business, I would see yourself or whatever, for example, oh my gosh, they've blown up their business, and they're all over the world, and they're just thriving in their business. What's wrong with me? But you know what? I've come to learn that my success looks completely different than somebody else's success. My success is being able to take off the afternoon and head out with my husband on a road trip. You asked me just before we came on here, what are you doing after this? My success is going shopping with my daughter after this. So yes, you can earn an amazing income and a passive income that you can pass this on to your family. But success is so different for everybody else. So don't compare yourself. Get around good people who believe in you and just stay plugged in. Like, show up every day and just do small little things. Like, I was so obsessed with this. I used to sleep with my computer when I first started because I didn't want to miss anything. I did not want to miss anything. This was the answer. This was the solution that I didn't even know I was looking for. And I always share this because I know that there's somebody that doesn't know that this even exists. And so it's up to us to, let other people know that there is another way. So I think that's what, I don't know if it's any big secret, but I think that's what I would say.
Oh my gosh, yes, you're right. Because when I was in the Philippines, I didn't even know that there's a business like that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of business models before, other schemes as well, but I've also tried some before, but it didn't really work out for me. And then when I came here in Canada and I saw this online business from Coach Katrina, from another Filipina as well, from Toronto. But it doesn't matter. Like, whoever it is that we've seen, they're saying the same thing, right? They're saying the same thing. So this is actually the best for me, as far as what I've experienced before, what I've learned from other businesses before. And it's because of the whole package that's within here. You have all of the tools, the training, it's step by step, it's easy to follow. We have the community, as we mentioned earlier. We use or leverage our own social media pages just to promote this. And because of that, we are not the ones, like, begging for others' attention. It's people coming to us. So and for us who are shy people, right, it's so appropriate.
I know.
Yeah. This is what I love about this business, and I can say a lot of things, but people can only absorb or be able to really know what this business is about inside if they see the pre-info session and the discovery videos that we have, because we also don't want to mislead the people. All of the people that are getting interested in our business, they will be seeing these videos, and that's pretty standard, right? Everyone sees that. You've seen that. I've seen it before. So that's the process. And if you are coachable, willing to learn enough to look at these videos and follow the process, then maybe this is actually for them too. That's how successful online business owners from our community started as well, right? So we'll also get there, and I'm pretty sure about that if we are just be consistent in our online business. So given that you've achieved milestones in the business, you are now having great time with your family, right? What are your plans for growth, and how do you see yourself in the next years to come?
Wow. In our community, we always, every year, our founders pick a theme, and I think this theme is to reboot. My theme for this year is for growth. That's my word. is growth. And it's not so much growth for myself, but it's growth for other people. Like I mentioned, I had no idea this existed. So as far as where I see myself, I see this beyond anything that I've ever expected. like like just global, worldwide, and not just for me. There's so many families, there's so many peoples, there's so many grandmothers, there's so many wives, there's so many daughters that need something different. I speak mostly for people my age. We've been around for a while. We've raised our families. We've done the career thing. We're getting ready for retirement. But I think when you look at it and see that there's something else in life that you may not find your purpose, but there's something else in life that you're here for a reason for. I truly believe that my reason is to serve other people. I truly believe that. My parents, they always helped and served. We didn't have very much, but they served however they could with whatever they could. It wasn't always financial. It was more of their time and food and a place to live and things like that. So I truly believe that I'm here to serve other people. Whatever that looks like, I want to make an impact. And I see families being able to share more time together, being able to leave a legacy for generations to come. So I see huge things. Like I have a vision board beyond you can imagine. And it's sometimes scary to put those things on that vision board, but you have to believe. And again, I truly believe that you wouldn't be watching this. This would be not put on your lap if you weren't here for a bigger purpose. And that is to have a life that you deserve, that you feel worthy of, that I believe the good Lord has put in your hands to make a difference for other people. So I just see beyond anything I've ever dreamed of. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. That's so amazing, Coach Florence. Thank you. Thank you for that inspiring story, for telling your story, for being vulnerable today. Tonight. Thank you so much for your time and effort. And also, my takeaway is that whatever background that you came from, nationality, ethnicity, the profession, the work, location, even, right? If you are willing to take the risk, do the work, and try new things, right? Try new things to still seek your purpose in life. You will see that you will be able to achieve that if you are willing. So that's the inspiration that I got from you. And also, life has a funny way of like teaching us things, and wherever we came from, we still have like similarities, like how we go through life decade by decade, and we see ourselves like facing these problems. Those similarities, the struggles that we face, those are what keeps us, like draws us together to know each other, so that we can also be like open and be more successful in life, and so we can find our real purpose, right? So thank you so much, Sis Florence, for saying yes, for telling your story again. It's so inspiring and motivating as well. And I've always seen you in our in our Zoom meetings. So I'm really glad that I'm sharing this screen with you. And have a great night with your daughter shopping.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much,
It's my
sis.
pleasure. Thank you so much for the invite. Yeah.
I'll see you again soon. Bye bye,
Bye bye.
everybody. Have a great night.